it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we are going to be talking about things that I so wish I knew before I started Amazon and eBay. Okay, so our goal is to build a lucrative Amazon business. We want to make a lot of money on Amazon so that we can have the freedom, we can have the money, we can have the lifestyle, and hit the goals that you and I want to hit. So how do we do that? Well, what we're going to be doing for 2017 is we're going to be breaking those down into phases so that you are not crazy overwhelmed with how to start an Amazon business. This year, we're going to be taking you from start to finish on your eBay business and your Amazon business. What we've done already is started the year with goal setting. So if you haven't seen those videos, I'm going to put them down below. Hit the goal series first, and then we're going to be taking it step by step on how to grow this amazing Amazon business. Okay, things that I wish I knew before I started my eBay and Amazon business, because I've made a lot of mistakes along this journey. You're going to make a lot of mistakes along this journey, and if I can help prevent any of them, then this is a video worth making. That I wish somebody had told me, that I wish somebody had sat with me, and number one is going to be setting up your office. I'm going to be doing the next two videos is going to be on basic office setting up. I'm going to do a behind the scenes tour of how I set up my office. And then the second video is going to be mandatory office needs, like office supplies. What do you have to start an Amazon business? Because when I started, I didn't know about things like Scotty pillars that saved me a lot of fingernails, right? I didn't know about the best printer to have, so I purchased 3 of them. I'm going to show you the supplies that you should have, the office setup that you should have, so that you can just start it off the right way. Another thing to do is to sell your stuff around your house. It's amazing what you find in cluttered kitchen cabinets that are still in the box. Honestly, I don't think I've ever used this. And you can sell stuff around your house to start and minimize your risk, which I did at the beginning with my eBay. I sold homeschool curriculum that I had around my house, but I wish I had known to explore other areas, like my closet, like a kitchen cabinet, all of the miscellaneous places in your house. You will be so shocked at what you have to sell. Another thing you want to do is join a community, whether it's my Amazon 360 Facebook group or someone else's Facebook group, all the YouTube creators out there that create great content on teaching you how to optimize e-commerce. Take advantage of every single learning opportunity that you have, because learning is power. It overcomes the fear that you have to get started. And when I first started, there just wasn't a lot of people doing it. There wasn't a lot of material out there, but now there is, in the form of books and courses and coaching and everything. Take advantage of everything so that you can be in a better place to understand what's going on, and you can really capitalize on the knowledge. You can learn from someone else that has been doing it for a very long time, and you could be way ahead of the game. Another thing is Amazon is not eBay. I started off with eBay and I thought, okay, no big deal, move into Amazon. Amazon is a different beast. Amazon is like way more strict with your account. You can't be slow at shipping. You can't have negative feedback. They're very quick at closing your account and very hard to get your account back or in good standing. So I wish I had known how serious Amazon was. And if you're out there and you're just starting, you may not want to start fresh out of the box with Amazon unless you're going to take it very seriously, because it's just very different. Even though they're both e-commerce, they have different requirements for shipping, for their expectations, for both sellers and buyers. Another thing is you need to define your business plan. Are you going to be full-time? Are you going to be part-time? Are you going to be solely online arbitrage? Or are you going to incorporate retail arbitrage? Are you going to be merchant fulfilled or have a professional account? Are you going to quit your old job and just like really go for this? Or are you going to build this on the side until it makes you the same amount of money that your old job used to and then quit? These are all decisions defined by your business plan, and you need to put some thought into that, because I didn't even know what all the options were. I didn't even know there were options when I started. So give it some thought before you begin. Another thing, negative feedbacks can be removed. Who knew that they could be removed? I just kind of thought that I had to deal with the negative feedback and just kind of try to overcome it. I didn't know that there were actually options that I could take, processes I could go through in order to remove negative feedback. So I really wish I knew too about rank. Rank is really important, right? We talk about rank all the time, but rank is not everything. It's not as important as we make it out to be. It's not the end all be all. There are other considerations more than rank. And when I first started, I was just like laser focused on rank, and that's all I purchased, and I lost so much money in the process. Another thing is ungating. If I had ungated in more categories earlier, or at least attempted to, I think I would have been in a better position a lot faster. Of course, ungating is just the Amazon, but for example, grocery, when I did get ungated in grocery, it was very easy to do. Now they have a lot of requirements and it's crazy hard. So I worry that the categories that I hadn't tried to get ungated in yet, I'm gonna have a hard time because I waited so long. So if you are out there and you are starting, go ahead and try to get ungated in those categories, because not only is it gonna be easier, but it limits your competition. These gated categories kind of act as a door to competitors, other sellers that aren't ungated, and they can't compete with you. So you kind of have a realm that they're not exposed to. And in addition to that, I found that trying to get ungated, it really helps to have your own website. Another thing is to have the right equipment and software. We talked about Scotty Pillars. But there's a lot of little things that really make your life easier, and as a beginner you don't want to spend that money, right? You don't want to spend an extra $100 because you're dealing with a very small budget. But what I failed to see is that not all of them. You don't want to be nickel and dimed to death from a lot of different services, a lot of different subscriptions and software. But you do want to select a few that will really optimize your time and help you as a seller. If there's equipment like the scan fob, you know, the time that this scan fob 2006 saves me is way more than what I spent on it. So we're going to be going through all of that. I just wish I had the right mindset with investing in myself, investing in my business, treating it like a business from the very beginning, and knowing that I would have to spend some amount of money on the proper subscriptions, office supplies, in order to really get where I needed to be in a much faster fashion. Another really important thing that you don't want to overlook just because you don't want to deal with it is eBay, and especially Amazon, has very specific terms of services, and you need to know what they are. So what I did was I printed them all out. If there's any question, if I'm trying to remember what Amazon allows me to do or doesn't allow me to do, I can quickly look it up. In the same light, Amazon has a great help section. You can go and look up any topic that you want. They also have a getting started section. So if you're new, you can watch videos on how to package your products, how to ship your products, how to everything, right? Before you get started, so that you don't make any mistakes, silly, simple mistakes that can permanently scar your account. Another thing is making a game plan, really kind of putting some thought into the future of my company. I don't care if you have a whiteboard. I don't care if you have a cork board. I don't care if you have a vision board. I don't care what kind of system you have, but you really should have a system because you need to plan out things like your business checking account. You need to plan out things like letterhead and business cards. You need to plan out what type of business model you're going to have. Are you private label? Are you drop shipping? Are you liquidating? Are you online arbitrage? Are you retail arbitrage? And for your beginners, I'm not trying to scare you because I'm going to do videos on all of those, taking you from the beginning to the end of an Amazon business. But you need to be formulating a business plan for yourself that incorporates these types of things. How are you going to source? Where are you going to source? When are you going to source? I love auctions. Other sellers hate them. What is your style going to be moving forward? Another thing, this is not a get-rich business. Not for most of us anyway. If you really want to work on building this, I can tell you absolutely this is a viable option for you. It really can be a stay-at-home business. You really can quit that job that you hate, or I wouldn't be doing this either. You're going to need to take your time. You're going to need to grow gradually. You're going to fall down and make a lot of mistakes, and you're going to have to get back up and figure it out. And I would like for you to know that going in so that you don't just want to quit when you hit those. And when I started, like I said, there wasn't many people doing this, and there was definitely no one to tell me that. So every time I hit a bump, I thought like it was the bump, and I would never overcome it. But you do overcome it, and you do move forward. So you need to know that this business takes time to develop. It takes a learning set that you develop gradually. And if any of this is making sense, hit the like button. You also want to find the big boys. When I was in college, they used to say, if you want to be a great artist, you need to study the famous artist. If you want to be a great writer, you need to read a lot, and you need to find the style of the great writers. Well, this is kind of the same thing. If you want to be great in this business, figure out who the big boys are. Find the people that are where you want to be, doing what you want to do, living the life that you want to live, and then try to duplicate them. I'm not talking about stealing ideas. I'm not talking about copyright. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about find out the practices, find out the methods that they're using, put your own spin on it, but it will teach you so much. So when I started, of course, Chris Green was one of the main ones, and I did an interview with Chris, and I read all of his books, and I did a book series on what he had going on, because in my circle of where I wanted to go, he was the person. Learn from people that have been on the journey before you. Also, inventory. You're going to have a lot of inventory. That's going to be your business. And so you have to learn about the different platforms. Will this particular book sell well on eBay? Should I sell it on Amazon to make more of a profit? Also, multi-channel fulfillment, which Amazon offers. I can list my products across several different platforms, and Amazon will still handle everything for me, of course, for a fee, but who knew? Like, I didn't even know that existed when I started. Your inventory, but where are you going to house it? What platform are you going to place it on? And where are you going to get it? These are all questions that you have to think about. Also, when you're shipping to Amazon, you can ship all to one place. Under your Amazon Seller Central, you can change your settings to ship only to one warehouse. It's going to cost you per item to do that, so you have to be mindful. But if you're like me and you buy certain items in bulk, say you have 20 of a certain textbook, if you just send that in regularly, it's going to put you all over the U.S. You're going to have a box going to Indiana, a box going to California. You're going to be all over the place. Where if you set that setting, you can just ship your boxes to one location, one box. You're going to save on shipping, you're going to save on time, you're going to save on sanity, and it might be worth it if you're doing that type of shipping. You're going to have to build up your business. You're going to have to start with things from your house, probably, move into garage sales, and then move into thrift stores, and then retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, and then private label and drop shipping, and on and on and on. If you try to start too fast, too high, you can run into problems. Problems being you're not handling yourself or handling your business processes the way that you should. So if you're not familiar with shipping and you're making a lot of shipping mistakes and it's taking you a long time to ship to your customers, or say, hey, you didn't know about glass and that they always break and you didn't know to get things insured. These are all beginner issues that we all deal with at the beginning. But if you're dealing with it on garage sale items on an eBay platform, it's a lot softer of a consequence than if you're private labeling and you have your whole brand tied to it. Okay, and on goal setting, I know I've talked about that a lot because of the new year, so I'm just going to make it quick, but you need to capitalize on your goal setting, because if you don't say to yourself, and I mean every single day, I'm going to blank every day, I'm going to list every day, I'm going to make $200 every day. You can fill in the blank for yourself, but unless you say that every morning, you're going to get clouded by life. Life is busy and you have a lot of responsibilities, and you're going to become clouded and distracted, and you're not going to do the thing that you need to do and just get it done. I wish too that I had gotten more familiar with the eBay and the Amazon apps. They're free. I could have installed them before I really got immersed and try to figure it out while I was educating myself in other ways. Reasons why to play around with the apps before you get started is it really familiarizes you with rank, with how to determine a good product, with the fees associated with selling, with going to a store and scanning every single product in every single aisle so that you get used to spotting a good product, a good find. I wish I had jumped on this way before I did. The last thing that I wish I had started way before I did, I wish I had known, was to just train my brain, or knowing how my brain should be thinking about things. You need to be in the right mental mindset, being able to overcome those obstacles, being able to face the fear of starting your own business maybe, and not having that 9-to-5 security. My Ignite Your Mind series that was newly done for 2017 is all about getting your mindset right. The number one thing is just adding value to people, to customers, adding really good content, just getting your head in a place to be an entrepreneur, to fight the good fight, to overcome the things that you're going to have to overcome on the journey, and being able to grow, be realistic, not expecting too much too fast, and just really trying to bless other people in their lives. Well, thanks for being with me today, and if you liked it, if you found it helpful at all, give it a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the awesome videos coming your way in 2017. Bye, guys!